Welcome back. It's something many people may put off, but it's one of the most important steps you can take to protect your family and everything you've worked so hard for, estate planning. From why a will alone may not be enough to how a trust can help your estate out of court and in the hands of your loved ones. Here to break down what you really need to know is attorney at law, Suren Adams. Welcome back to Living Local DMV.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Absolutely. So great to have you here. And first and foremost, I was telling you off camera, this is something that me and my family have started to talk about and plan. For everyone who may not know, who may not have that fabulous Juris Doctorate, tell us, what is the difference between a will and when you know you need a will versus having a trust?
So a lot of people feel like if they just have a will, they're all set, everything is good, but it's one of the biggest myths about estate planning. A will is not enough. A will actually puts you into probate court. And probate court, if you've ever gone through that situation with a loved one, you want to stay out of court for any reason possible, honestly. Court will cause delay. It's a 7-month minimum process in both Maryland and in DC. It has cost associated with it. Maryland has at least capped its cost for probate, but that cap is 3.6%. So if you're dealing with, say, a $500,000 estate, and that's not even the minimum estate in this area with the housing cost the way it is, that's going to cost somewhere around $20,000 for that size of estate. Wow. So you're talking 4 times more than a good estate plan just to put that type of estate through the probate process. So you're basically signing your family up for this court process that can be completely avoided. And this is at the worst possible time for them to be going through that kind of administrative burden. So it's one of those things that if you can avoid it, why not avoid it for your family, get them out of that court process, put them through something that's seamless, something that you've already thought through, something you've already planned through, where it can provide guidance and structure for them instead. And that's what a trust provides.
Amazing, amazing. So for those who have are thinking, I'm married, I have kids, of course, everything will just go to my wife or my husband or my kids. That's not necessarily true, or it could take 7 months, like you mentioned. Is that the facts of it?
That's the facts of it. Mm-hmm. Not every estate is that simple. Not every estate goes directly to the spouse. Not every estate is split up that way. It depends on the state law and what's going on in your particular family situation. And what's even worse is when somebody tries to do this on their own and they create something that then gets an even more messy situation involved, and then the court overlooks all of that and then puts the state intestacy laws in place instead. So then you get an even messier situation. So you want to make sure that you just have what you want to have done, put in place, and you make sure that that is what's going to happen for your family and that it's seamless and it doesn't have to be a complicated mess at the end of the day.
And we want seamless processes for our families once we are no longer here. So tell us, what would this cost the average family to start estate planning?
So usually it's around anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 depending on what you're trying to put in place, because there's so many different things that you can get put in place when you're doing estate planning. You can do estate planning that involves Medicaid planning, where you're trying to avoid the Medicaid spend down. You can do planning for blended families. You can do planning for special needs children. You can do planning if you want to control what happens if your spouse remarries after you pass away. You can do lots of different things in estate planning. So it depends on what you're trying to add in. For most single people, you're going to be probably in the range of like $3,500 to $4,000. For most couples, you're probably going to be right in the middle of that range, about $5,000. But it really depends on what you're trying to accomplish in your plan. That's where speaking with an attorney who really specializes in this area really comes into play, so that you can really talk about what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish in your plan, and making sure that you're having that conversation with your attorney, not just getting form documents thrown at you that you don't even look over before you're signing them, but making sure that the plan really is outlining what you're trying to accomplish for your family.
And this feels like so much, but luckily we have yourself and the Adams Law Group to help us with all of this. Tell us about the educational workshops you have for people to really get to know what they need to know for their estate planning.
We have one coming up this Thursday. We try to do these often because this is something we find that so many people are just not aware of the options that are available, or they think that estate planning is just for the rich, or something that they don't need to do, or something that is beyond what they need. But most families need this. They really need this to put in place so that they're protecting what they've worked so hard to build, and to make sure that there is structure and guidance for their families so that their families are not struggling at the worst possible time trying to figure out what to do. So that kind of guidance and legacy that really has organization and care behind it is what we love to do. So we make sure that we educate around it, and we give all sorts of guidance ahead of even coming in to meet with us, so that when you come in, you kind of have the language and the tools behind what we're doing to really start that launching pad of the planning process with us.
Definitely a game changer and a life changer. And for more information, for people to get information on the event, we have a QR code. So if you want to open up your phones, get that information there, you can scan the QR code there. And how can people learn more about Adams Law?
You can contact us online at adamslawoffice.com. You can call us at any time and either leave a message, or we can call you back, or contact us on our website. All sorts of options to contact us, but
Perfect.
We are more than happy to help with planning. It's what we love to do every day.
Excellent. And we also have a QR code for you to get in contact with Adams Law. That's adamslawoffice.com. Suren Adams, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I'll be seeing you very soon. I've got to make some plans.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.